I'll get it.
Quick, take this bag. Get a load of this.
Ralph, what are you doing with that baby?
What am I doing with it? I found it on a bus. When I pulled into the depot, he was laying in the back seat.
On the bus, Ralph. It can't be more than a couple of months old. What was it doing on the bus?
You don't expect a 2-month-old baby to walk, do you?
Ralph, how did you end up with it? Why'd you bring it here?
Well, I'll hold him. When I pulled into the depot, see, Freddie Muller says, the dispatcher, he says, where did you find him? I said, in the back seat. So he says, well, he says, as soon as you finish counting up and everything, getting your change straight, he says, you take him over to the Foundling home.
Why didn't you take it over there, Ralph?
Oh, well, you know, it was pretty late by then. And I figured I didn't want to be late for dinner or anything, and the kid looked a little hungry, so I thought I'd bring him home here, and we could have dinner together, and then you and I could take him over to the Foundling home.
That's swell, Ralph. We don't have anything here to feed a baby.
Oh, I thought about that. I stopped off and got some hamburger.
Ralph, a baby can't eat hamburger. There's meat in it.
I got this hamburger at Krause's. There's very little meat in it.
What he needs is some pablum. I'll get my coat and I'll run down and get him some.
You know, that's the trouble with babies now.
Would you fix this door?
That's the whole thing, you know. Everybody pampers babies nowadays. Give them pablum and formulas, the whole root. When I was a kid, I used to have corned beef hash. They used to give me lobster a la Newburgh. And when I was finished eating, they didn't put me over their shoulder and burp me either. They gave me a broom of seltzer.
Yeah. Well, it'll only be a minute, Ralph.
Okay, sweetie. Boy. Shh. Quiet. Quiet there. Shh. Guess I shouldn't have done that. Now he thinks he's gonna get a good humor. Kitchy. I better call Norton. He knows about kids. Hey, Norton! Hey, Norton!
What do you want, Ralph?
Norton! Whoa! Come on down here.
What do you want?
I gotta show you something. You'll never guess what I got down here.
What do you got?
You'll never guess.
A baby.
How did you guess?
I'm standing here looking at it on the table.
What? What's the matter with you? You stoop? What are you trying to drive me nuts? Why didn't you tell me you were there?
Where'd you get the kids?
I found him on a bus. He was in the back seat.
All alone, huh? Have any identification?
I don't know. I didn't look.
Here, let me look.
Hello. Norton's talking to you.
Hey, his name is John Wanamaker.
That's where he had to go to have his jacket made.
Well, it's just made especially for John Wanamaker. I don't know.
Leave him alone. Boy, just look at him. Hey, you know what? You know, I never saw a kid cry as much as he does.
I know, I was just thinking about that. I think I know why he's crying. He's a Republican baby.
What's so funny about that? Why should he cry if he's a Republican baby?
Oh, he's hollering for a change. One of these days.
Pow! Right in the kisser.
Hey, baby doll.
You know what I think he is? I think he's hungry. I wish that Alice had come back with the food.
Look. Why don't you give the baby some milk?
Hey, that's a great idea. Watch out that he don't roll off.
I'll watch you.
This ought to hold him for a while.
Wait a minute. What are you going to use for a nipple?
Oh, yeah. Hey, wait a minute. Hold this. Pour the milk in there.
Pour the milk in there?
Yeah. All the way.
Hey, you want to know something?
What?
You ought to patent this idea. Be a great idea for mothers who got quintuplets.
All right, now look.
What?
You cut the end off the middle finger.
I'm getting hungry myself. I think I'll go upstairs. Hey, you know, I still think my theory's right. I think this baby is John Wanamaker. I think it belongs to Mr. Wanamaker.
What's the matter with you? John Wanamaker's a millionaire. He's got yachts, automobiles, farms, country homes, city homes. Think a millionaire's gonna leave a baby in a bus?
You know, maybe you're right, Ralph. A rich guy like that would leave him in a taxi.
I got all the stuff, Ralph.
Great.
Oh, isn't he darling? Look, he's going to sleep.
Isn't he, darling, going to sleep? You know, that's just like women. Just because it's a baby, they say, isn't he a darling, he's going to sleep. 40 years from now, when he's an old man and he's married, and he goes to sleep, his wife will tap him on the shoulder and say, turn over, Herman, you're snoring.
Ralph, what are we going to do with him?
I made up my mind. We're going to keep him.
But, Ralph, we can't afford a baby, Ralph.
Don't worry. We can afford him. I'll work twice as hard. I'll work night and day for him. I'll drive a bus in the day and I'll drive it at night.
But, Ralph, when are you going to sleep?
Well, who sleeps with a baby anyway?
Who is it?
Police.
The police. They're after the kid. Look, take him and put him in the bedroom.
Ralph, you can't do a thing like that.
Put him in the bedroom.
Ralph, you can't if the policeman's at
Don't
the...
steam me, Alice. Don't steam me.
I'll steam you later.
How do you
Hiya.
do? Good evening.
I'm Detective Grady. Are you Mr. Cramden?
Yes, sir.
Where's the kid? Where's the kid?
The kid?
Yeah, the one that was found in your bus. Was supposed to be at the foundling home, but when I called, why, you hadn't called there as yet.
Oh. Well, I guess he just stepped out for a while.
Are you trying to tell me that a 2-month-old baby just got up and stepped out?
Don't forget he was on a bus all alone, you know.
Come on, Cramden, you better turn over that kid. The mother's frantic.
Well, why didn't she take care of him in the first place?
The mother is very poor. She thought she was doing the best thing for the kid. But an hour's separation made her realize that she just couldn't get along without the kid. Life wasn't worth living.
Okay. Hey, Alice. Bring the kid out.
All right, officer. Here's the baby.
Thank you.
Sorry if we caused you any trouble, you know. It kind of like took a little shine to the kid. You know how it is.
Officer, might as well take these. We don't have any need for them now. Mother can probably use it.
Mother's sure going to be glad to get him back. Well, good night.
Good night.
Night.
Sure is quiet around here with the kid gone, ain't it? You know, I don't know if you noticed it or not, but when he was taking the kid out, the kid looked at me like he didn't want to go, you know. You know, I didn't mean what I said before about kids. You know, about them making noise. Boy, I love kids. I'd like to have 20 of them. Bus drivers used to crowds anyway.
I love you, Ralph.
One of these days, sweetheart. One of these days. Well, are you satisfied? Are you satisfied?
Yes, I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied.
Well, you ought to be satisfied. Thanks to your wrong answer on that quiz program, we now ended up with a year's supply of crinkly cracks. The breakfast food that makes all American boys. They ought to call it the breakfast food that makes you wish it was lunchtime.
That's the cab driver, Ralph. Let him in.
Throw it down anyway.
That'll be $2.60.
All right. Hey, here's $3.
Thanks.
Hey, you got any kids at home?
Yeah, I got 3 of them.
Great. Take some of these crinkly cracks. It'll make them all American boys.
No, I don't think so. I got 3 girls.
You know something? Maybe it's a good thing you gave that wrong answer on the quiz program. If the price of crinkly cracks ever goes up, we're worth a fortune.
Ah, stop that yapping.
Who's yapping?
You're yapping. All the way home in a taxicab, you were hollering at the top of your lungs.
I had to yell. There were so many boxes between us, I couldn't even see you. I must have been a nut to drag all of this junk home.
Well, what harm is it going to do, Ralph? We can use the crinkly cracks for something.
Oh, sure we can. I can have crinkly cracks for breakfast. Then before I leave for work, you can make me a crinkly crack sandwich. Then when I come home at night for supper, you can make me a crinkly cracks omelet. Then after I finish supper, I can stuff some of the crinkly cracks in my pipe and smoke it. I even got a better idea. I'll sprinkle some of the crinkly cracks on the steps. Then I'll get a little warning when your mother comes crackling up the stairs.
You keep my mother out of this. If it hadn't been for her, we wouldn't have been on the program at all. She got us the tickets, didn't she?
There's a big deal. So what?
So what? I'll tell you so what. My mother could have gone on that show with my father.
Oh, your father would have been beautiful answering those questions.
And just what makes you think he couldn't?
All I know is your mother been asking your father a same question for 40 years and he hasn't been able to answer it.
What question?
Why don't you get a job?
Suppose we take a switch to your family. Take that nut brother of yours, Eddie. When did he work last?
Eddie?
Yeah, Eddie.
Well, he hasn't been out of work so long.
Not so long, huh? The last time Eddie worked, he was a god at the World's Fair. Boy, that brother of yours is the stupidest person I've ever seen.
How can you look at me and say my brother is the stupidest person you've ever seen?
Oh, have I got an answer for that one? Listen, Ralph, you got your nerve talking about other people. You're no mental giant, you know.
Oh, I'm not, huh? Well, I'm just as smart as you are, stupid.
Yeah.
Don't forget, I've had 4 years of schooling.
And I've had 8 years.
Well, some people learn faster than others. And the proof of it is that I answered the 2 questions they asked me, and you didn't answer yours.
I asked and answered 2 questions right.
You did, huh?
Yes, I did.
But if you had answered the 3rd question, the jackpot question, then we would have won something. But no, you had to blow it. I was sure to guess the jackpot question. All you had to do was answer the first part of the jackpot question, and then I'd go with the final answer. But no, you couldn't have done that. But if I had answered the jackpot question, we would have got a Nash automobile, $25,000, a trip to Europe, a mink coat for you, a complete wardrobe for me, a house all our own. But no, you had to blow it. What did we get? A year's supply of crinkly cracks. That's not all. If we tear off the tops of the boxes of the crinkly cracks and send them in, then we get a complete map of the solar system. An interplanetary code ring. Plans how to build a rocket ship. A pressurized space suit complete with helmet. Then I can quit my job and the 2 of us can take a flying trip to the moon.
Shut up!
Don't tell me to shut up. Don't tell me to shut up. One of these days, Alice. One of these days. Pow! Right there. Well, you certainly made a disgrace out of yourself tonight, giving that answer. I gotta face the guys down at the garage, you know. They were all watching in. What am I gonna say to them? What is there, Ralph?
What's all this stuff here? Look like you robbed the A&P.
On account of my wife's wrong answer on that quiz program, as a consolation prize, we wound up with a year's supply of crinkly cracks.
Too bad, Ralph. I heard it.
You notice I didn't answer my questions wrong, but when I asked her who was the president that followed Grover Cleveland, she had to say McKinley.
Too bad she blew it. You know, Ralph, I can understand that, though. I was on a quiz show once. I was so nervous that I couldn't answer the first question they asked me.
What was the question?
My name.
Well, you notice I wasn't nervous. I got all my questions right, and they were pretty tough, too. The first question was, name a state west of the Mississippi. Right away, I said California. Then I said, name a big city in Illinois. Chicago.
Yeah, they only give you 2 hints, too. Good evening, Mr. Crandon.
Hey, wait a minute, ain't you...
That's right, Happy Larry Barnaby, quizmaster of Cricket Cracks. These are our radio engineers, Mr. Kensington and Mr. Simpson. These are our newspaper reporters, and this is our sponsor, Mr. Chambers.
All right.
May I see your wife, please?
Do you mind if I ask what this is all about?
Now, suppose you get Mrs. Crandon, and I'll tell you both.
Hey, Alice. Yeah. Happy Larry Barnaby's here.
Oh, hello, Mr. Barnaby.
How do you do? Before anything goes on, I'd like to apologize for my wife being so dumb and answering that question that way.
Well, that's precisely why we're here. Mrs. Crandon, this is my sponsor, Mr. Chambers. I think he has something to say to you.
Well, Mrs. Cramden, I have an apology to make. For the first time since the inception of our program, we have made a mistake. The question that was asked you tonight, who was president after Grover Cleveland, really had 2 possible answers. You see, President Cleveland held office for 2 non-consecutive terms. Therefore, he was followed by 2 different presidents. President Benjamin Harrison, the name that Happy Larry had on his answer sheet, and the name that you gave, President William McKinley. Well, we said you were wrong, but you were absolutely right, because McKinley followed Cleveland's 2nd term.
Mrs. Crampton, since you answered the last question correctly, you and your husband are now eligible for the giant jackpot question, and now it's Mr. Cramden's turn to answer.
You mean right here now?
Yes, that's right. On account of this is such a strange situation, we'll record your question and answer now and use it on next week's broadcast.
Will you set up, fellas? Set up.
How about a picture of you and the wife, Mr. Crampton, huh?
Mr. Chambers, how about getting into the picture?
Oh, yes, certainly not. Just a second here, just a second. Here we are.
Oh, how about a smile? Hold it.
We're ready now, Mr. Cramden. You'll stand right over here, please. Okay, fellas, you're set up now. Yeah. We're on the air. Now, Mr. Cramden, if you answer the giant jackpot question correctly, you will win a trip to Europe with all expenses paid, an Ash automobile, a $25,000 home, a mink coat for your wife, and a complete wardrobe for yourself. And here's the question. It has to do with inventions, Mr. Cramden. Now tell me, what did Marconi invent?
Macaroni.
Sorry, Mr. Cramden, you lose the giant jackpot, but you still have your year's supply of crinkly cracks. Good night, Mr. Cramden, Mrs. Cramden.
Good night, Mrs. Cramden. Mr. Cramden, too bad you're not as smart as your wife.
So long, Ralph. You're a sweet kid.
That's the way it is, Alice. I said you were stupid. I didn't mean you were stupid, sweetie. You're probably smarter than any woman in the whole world. Especially if you can get along with me. I was just aggravated because I wanted to win all of this for you. Gee, a trip to Europe, a Nash, mink coat, whole wardrobe for me. It'd take me 1,000,000 years to get you these things. That's why I was so, stingy. You know something? You must love me an awful lot. Nobody could stick around with a guy like me for any length of time if you didn't.
Ralph, I stick with you, honey, because I love you.
Baby, you're the greatest.
If I weren't an angel, I could go for you myself. Excuse me. Oh, Alice, it sure was sweet of Ralph to invite Ed and I to this Halloween party.
Ah, forget it. Ralph was glad to do it. See, every bus driver was allowed to bring another couple. Well, who would we ask for except our best friends?
Well, thanks anyway. Ralph ready yet?
No, he just finished his dinner. He's in the bedroom now trying on the costume I made him. Gee, I sure hope he likes it.
What is it that he's wearing?
Oh, well, you see. Hey, Ralph, come on out and let Trixie get a load of the costume I made you.
I'm coming. I'm coming.
You'll never know what a terrible time I had trying to think of something but...
All right. All right. What am I?
What do you mean, what am I?
Now, you know what I mean. What am I?
It's perfectly obvious what you are, isn't it, Trixie?
Well, sure.
All right. If it's so obvious, what am I?
Oh, Ralph, it's so simple. You're a Zulu chief.
A Zulu chief?
Yeah.
Well, if this is what a Zulu chief wears, I'd hate to be a private citizen in that tribe. Where did you get the idea for this?
I found it in a magazine, and that past costume happens to be exactly what they wear in the Belgian conga.
Is that so?
Yeah.
Well, for your information, I don't care what those Belgians wear when they do the conga. When I dance, I don't want to dance in long underwear.
Ralph, it's very original.
Oh, it's original, all right. Kleins will never copy this. Maybe they will. I can see it all now. Zulu chief costumes, cut down from $2.98 to $1.98. Only 2 to a customer.
I better go up and see if Ed's getting ready yet. We'll be down just as soon as he is.
Okay, Trix.
Yeah? Well, they can take their sweet time coming down, because I'm not going. What steams me is that costume must have cost a fortune. This looks like something you got back from the laundry by mistake.
My costume cost a fortune, huh? I'll tell you about my costume. I made this dress out of an old bed sheet. The wings I made by taking coat hangers and bending them. But the halo, Ralph, the halo is very expensive. I got this at Krause's Delicatessen. This halo used to be the top ring on a pickle barrel.
Well, my little flying Irishman, you can take off the wings, because you're grounded tonight. I am not going.
But, Ralph, you gotta go. You said so yourself. You told me all the big executives from the bus company are gonna be there. And what about what you said about making better contacts and maybe getting a better job?
All right, I'll go. I'll go, but I'm not wearing this. I'll make my own costume. Hey, what did you do with that stuff we took out of the closet?
Ah, it's in a box under the bed.
I'll make something out of that. What is that, Olive?
Oh, Ed, you look beautiful.
How'd you recognize me?
Get it off! Get it off! Get it off! Get it off! Get it off!
What do you got on your head?
The mouse trap!
What are you doing to the party? As a mouse?
What are you, a mental case? What is the mouse trap doing under the bed? It should be here in the kitchen.
That's all right, Ralph. I got one here in the kitchen, too.
You got a mouse trap in the bedroom and one here in the kitchen?
Yeah.
Who are you trying to show off for? Your friends or something? One of these days, Alice. One of these days. Pow! Right in the kisser.
Ralph, how do you like my costume? You know what I'm supposed to be?
Certainly, a girl.
Yeah, but what girl?
Clara Bow.
Trixie must have told you.
Ralph, did you find anything in the box?
Nah, that's no use.
Hey, wait a minute. I got an idea, Ralph. You remember that tuxedo that you bought for your brother's wedding about 6 months ago?
Yeah?
Just slip that on and fold your arms across the chest like this and go as a corpse.
You are ready for Bellevue. Hey, wait a minute. That tuxedo gives me an idea. What's the greatest comedy costume in the whole world? What does everybody get laughs with? A bum's costume. All I have to do is take the tuxedo, cut off the sleeves, tear up the lapels, and I'll go as an elegant bum. I'll get the tuxedo on.
Ralph, you cannot do that. You only had the tuxedo 6 months.
So what? I'm never going to use it again. My 3 brothers are married. And that sister of yours is never going to get hooked.
Hey, Alice, what are you supposed to be?
An angel.
An angel? With that thing over your head there, I thought you was Captain Video in his video ranger.
Ed, here it is.
All right, all right.
Ed wants to be so authentic.
Just don't argue. Put it on. Put it on.
All right, here it is. Come on, Ed, help me tear this up.
I can't. My fingernails are wet.
Boy, wait till you see this. Wait a minute now. Help me in the other sleeve.
I can't find it.
I got it. What you tell me? Hey, how do I look?
Perfect.
That's just the start.
A picture. Perfect. You'll be the biggest bum of the party.
That must be Freddie Muller.
Yeah.
That's the dispatcher. He said he'd pick us up in his car. Oh, hiya, Fred.
Hi.
Hiya, Mrs. Muller. Hey, where are your costumes?
What's this about costumes?
Hey, what do you mean, costumes? I know what they're supposed to be. They're going as bride and groom.
What's this about costumes?
For the masquerade.
But, Ralph, this is no masquerade. It's a formal dance.
I thought it was a Halloween party. All Halloween parties are masquerades.
But this party isn't for Halloween. It's the boss's birthday. I guess you're not going, huh?
No, just wish the boss a happy birthday for me, and that'd be nice.
All right, Ralph. Nice meeting you, Mrs. Crampton. Ralph's spoken so much about you.
I'm not Mrs. Crampton. My name is Ed Norton. I live upstairs, and I'm a friend of Ralph. This sailor here is my wife.
That's a natural mistake. You see, that's my wife, the angel over there with the halo.
A halo?
Well, it's not a halo. It's the top ring off a pickle barrel.
I think we better go now, dear.
Yeah, I guess we better. Don't like to keep the boss waiting. You know how he is.
Yeah.
Don't you have a tuxedo you can slip in? We'd be happy to wait.
I'll just wish him a happy birthday for me.
Okay. Good night, Mrs. Crampton. Good night, Ralph. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
My fingernails are still dry.
Oh, gee, Ralph, I'm sorry.
Listen, what are we standing around here like mopes for? We're all dressed, we're all in costume. We can still go out, go from door to door, play trick or treat.
Hey, come on, Ed.
What did I say?
Well, I did it again. I had to be so pig-headed about a costume. Tell you the truth, sweetie, I was a little jealous of you. You look like a real angel in that. Not only do I ruin your night and my night, but I gotta ruin Ed's and Trixie's night. I'm sorry, sweetie. I'm gonna change and go out for a walk.
I'll change too, Ralph, and I'll take a little walk with you.
Baby, you're the greatest.
a tough day, Ralph?
Tough day. I take the bus in terminal. The inspector starts to count my cash. He finds a lead dime, a Canadian quarter, and a change.
Well, that's not your fault.
Don't worry, I told him. I said, look, pal, when you hired me to drive a bus, not break up a counterfeit ring. What's that?
Sit down, Ralph, and I'll tell you all about it.
If you don't mind, I'll stand up while you're telling me. What is that?
Well, the first thing I got to tell you is I didn't have to pay anything for it.
You didn't have to pay anything for it. What happened? Did a man open the door, say free sample, and throw in a television set? What do you mean you didn't have to pay anything for it?
If you'll give me a minute, I'll tell you.
I'll give you a whole hour, now start telling me.
Well, after you left this morning, I was reading the paper, and I come across this ad here. It says, newest 1952 EV. Call us, and we will give you a free home demonstration. Remember, you're trying, not buying. No obligation whatsoever. Call Brunswick 9, Staten Island. Call Haverstraw 2003.
Yeah, and in Brooklyn, call the nut house and tell them I'll be right over. What's the matter with you? Are you going out of your mind? You know you get nothing for nothing. Nothing. Here we are with a television set in our hands, and can I pay for it? No. And how much money have you got?
Nothing.
Don't steam me, Alice. Don't steam me, because I'm steamed.
Oh, Ralph, it'll be wonderful. Just think we'll be able to watch Arthur Godfrey.
Arthur Godfrey? There's the solution to all my problems. Arthur Godfrey. I don't like T-ball, and I don't like ukuleles on account of that bum that used to go to college that was stuck on you. What is the matter with
Well, look, we can try it, and then if you like it, maybe we can buy it on time.
Buy it on time?
Yeah.
I haven't made all the payments on that midget radio we got, and that was 4 years ago. What are you going out of your mind?
No, look, it's only on trial. They just sent it here on trial, you know.
I'll take care of this.
Mrs. Crampton?
Yeah, put it right.
What's that?
That'll be $3.04.
Let me have $3.04.
What are you, out of your mind? Who's got $3.04?
Give him $3.04.
Well, give it to him only because he's here.
Thank you.
What happened to your money?
Well, when the man came with the television set, I had to pay him $2 for delivery and to install it.
Oh, so you got a free television set, huh? $2 to install. And what is this stuff? Cocktail cracker. Cocktail peanut. Cocktail tidbit. Cocktail frankfurters. Who are you? Remember, you're Alice Crandon, not Elsa Maxwell. Who you expecting, Princess Elizabeth?
If you're finished, Mr. F.E. Boone, I'll tell you who I'm inviting.
Well, go ahead. Who?
Quiet, you sound like an owl. I asked Trixie and Ned to come down here, and that's who I'm inviting.
Trixie and Ed Norton?
Yeah.
Well, what's the occasion?
I just asked them to come down here to watch television. You gotta save something.
You gotta save something. Well, why didn't you run a block party or something? I would have had invitations written. Come on down, everybody. We're going to have tidbits. What's the matter with you? Did you blow your top? You know we haven't got any money. What are you buying all this stuff for?
Listen here. Oh, listen here. If you don't be... I know what you're going to say. One of these days.
Yes, one of these days.
Yeah, what one of these days? What? That must be the Nortons. Now, I know it's an effort, but try and act like a human being.
Oh, don't worry about that, Elsa Maxwell. I'll take care of it. Want me to get out the waxed fruit?
Hi, Ed.
What do you say? Oh, yeah, that's for me.
Hey, you!
What?
But wait till you're asked. Boy, are you a pig.
Don't call me no pig.
With pork selling at $1.20 a pound, it's a compliment.
I don't need no compliments. Don't give me no compliments.
You don't? Who are you, Humphrey Bogart?
No, but you are.
Don't just stand there. Why don't you say them something?
What's the matter with you? Are you tired?
No. My wife's the only one who gets tired.
Well, get a load of him. I hang over a hot stove all day while you're down in a nice cool sewer.
Hey, there's a bright remark. Is that a smart crack? How I ever married you, I'll never know.
I'll tell you how you ever married me. You came over to the house and asked me. What I want to know is why you ever married me.
Don't ask me. You mix the drinks.
Alice, I'm leaving. You He's in one of his moods.
Oh, no, Tootsie, don't leave.
You stay out of this.
You want me, Big Mouth? I'm going over to my mother's.
No, you don't. Then she'll owe us a visit.
I hope you're satisfied.
You hope I'm satisfied? What did I do? What did I do? Television. Yes?
Good evening, sir. I'm from the Bellaby Television Corporation.
Well, what do you want?
Well, you see, it's 11 o'clock and your trial period's up. So I've come back to either pick up the set or, if you want to buy it, well, all you have to do is sign this contract.
Is that so? Well, get it out of here.
Okay, sir, you're the boss. Seems a shame. I thought sure you'd like it.
Yeah?
You know, your wife was really crazy about it. Why, she was watching it just like a little kid this afternoon when I installed it.
She was?
Yes, sir, she was just like a little kid watching the circus.
She was, huh? Hey, how much are these things?
Well, this one's on sale. It's only $160.
You have to pay it all at once?
No, you only have to pay $2 a week, and you don't have to pay anything until you've had it a month.
Let me sign a paper.
Well, sure. That's fine. Now, here's a pen for you. You'll just sign that. Everything's all okay, and you're all set. There you are. That's wonderful. Thank you, sir, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy it and be very happy with it.
Thank you.
Good night, sir.
Hey, Alice.
Don't talk to me. Who was that was just here? Your pal, Mr. Norton?
No, it wasn't. The guy came to take the television set away.
Well, I'm glad it's out of here.
I didn't let him take it.
You what?
I want to give you everything, baby. I want to give you everything I can afford. I want you to have everything.
Ralph, I don't know how to thank you.
I have to thank me. Just open up the beer, make some sandwiches, and watch television.
I'll fix the chairs.
Chair. One. Yeah, honey. Up. Hope that Godfrey's on.
Hey, Ralph, will you hurry up? It's almost 8 o'clock. We're going to be late.
Will you let up, Alice? Will you let up? I'm going nuts in here.
Well, hurry up. We got 10 minutes. Whenever we go any place, we're always late.
All right. Will you get off my back?
Hurry. Someday you'll come along, the man I love, and he'll be looking.
I can't wear this collar.
Why not? What's the matter with it?
It's too stiff.
Well, it's supposed to be stiff.
Well, it's not supposed to be like a knife. If I turn my head, I'll cut my throat. Look, wet it and iron it off.
I can't.
What are you doing, walking in your sleep? What do you mean you can't?
I'm frying my nails.
You did your nails 20 minutes ago.
This is the second coat.
Alice, will you wet this collar and dry it soft?
All right. Give me the collar. I'll dry it soft. I'll iron it soft. I mean, go plug in the yarn.
Always a beat, kid. Ah! What's the matter with you? Can't you plug it in?
That does it. I'm not going.
Well, don't go. Don't go!
I wouldn't give you the satisfaction. I'd go if I had a broken arm.
You gonna iron that collar soft?
Yeah.
We're late. Ooh. Ah! Alice, where are my black socks?
You got a nerve asking me where your black socks?
What, is it a crime for a man to ask his wife where his black socks are?
Where would your socks be?
In the drawer.
That's where they are.
And that's what I asked you. Are you ever going to have the drawer fixed? Don't tell me to shut up, Alice. Just don't tell me to shut up. I'm your husband. Just remember that. A little respect. That's all I ask. Alice? I got a hole in my sock.
Certainly you have. How else you going to get your foot in?
What is that supposed to be? Funny? What is that, a wisecrack? I got a hole in my sock!
Here's your collar.
I got a hole in my sock, and you say, here's your collar.
Put your shoes on, nobody will notice it. We're late, Ralph. I haven't even put my makeup on yet.
Well, go ahead and put your makeup on. Where did you put my tuxedo I rented?
When the fella delivered it, I hung it right in your closet.
Thanks.
What time are the Nortons coming down to take us?
I told them yesterday afternoon to be down here at 8 o'clock. Hurry up now, I'm almost ready.
It's 8 now.
Well, they'll be here. What do you want from me? Want me to go up and get them or something?
Ralph, come and open this for me.
Open what?
This can of powder.
I'm supposed to be the one that's making the slate, I suppose, huh? What do they put this on with, glue?
Maybe if you held it under the hot water.
Don't tell me what to do. Get out of the way. Well, are you satisfied?
What'd I do? If you wasn't so clumsy, it wouldn't have happened.
Well, I can't go. I look like Halloween.
Stop acting like a child. Go in and brush it off. We're late. Ralph? Ralph?
What is it now?
You see my other one?
Your other what?
My other eyelash.
What other eyelash?
My other fake eyelash.
Fake eyelash?
Yeah, my fake eyelash. You see it?
Yeah.
Well, where is it?
I threw it out.
You threw it out? Why?
I thought it was a cockroach.
You must be a maniac. Throwing out my eyelash. What's the matter with you, crazy? How am I going to look wearing one eyelash?
How do I know how you're going to look? Stand sideways or something. We're late, Alice. We're late.
Well, I'm not going. I'm not going. And if anybody asks for me, tell them I got a fever or something.
Do anything you please. Do anything you please.
You didn't want to take me in the first place. You know, if I'm with you, I'm not going to let you drink and make a fool out of yourself. You was a disgrace last year. A disgrace. You hear me? A disgrace!
They sent the wrong coat. Norton! Yeah? Come on down here. Well, you might as well take that off. We're not going.
What do you want, Ralph?
You and Millie go ahead without us.
Go where?
For the dance.
You couldn't go anywhere. The dance was last night.
Last night?
Yeah, come down to pick you up at 8 o'clock like you said. You wasn't here. I figured you'd change your plan, so we went without you. Well, I gotta go back upstairs. We're eating supper. So long.
Well, why don't you say it? Go ahead, tell me. I'm a mope. I don't know why you put up with this kind of stuff anyway. I haven't done one right thing since we've been married. Not one thing have I done right since we've been married. There's no sense in me saying to you that I'm sorry, because that must be getting pretty stale now, too. Anyway, I'm sorry.
I pressed your blue suit.
What's the sense? You mean we can go out anyway?
Yeah.
Baby, you're the greatest.
Say, Alice, are you sure you gave me Joe Muntee's number right?
Yeah, I think so.
There's still no answer. But I got a hold of everybody else, and they're all coming. They'll be here tomorrow night at 6.
Oh, that's wonderful. I hope you remember to tell Bill Cassidy not to breathe a word of this to Ralph at work. I want this to be one birthday that's really a surprise for Ralph.
Oh, you don't have to worry about Bill. He told me that if he had his way, he wouldn't even tell his wife about the party.
Oh, well, now listen, to make sure that it doesn't leak out, Trix, don't even tell Ed. Ed would be sure to tell Ralph.
Yeah.
Now, I've got my shopping list all made out for tomorrow morning. I'm going to serve sandwiches, ice cream, coffee, punch, potato chips, peanuts, chocolate cake with happy birthday to Ralph on it. Well, on second thought, I better make that coconut cake.
Why? Ralph's crazy about chocolate cake.
That's just it. I bought him a new belt for his birthday, and I want to make sure it fits the day after.
Oh. Well, you could always exchange it for a larger size.
There is no larger size. If this belt doesn't fit Ralph, then it's back to safety pins.
Oh, gee, Alice, the boys will be coming home pretty soon for the lodge meeting, so I got to get back upstairs. But look, honey, if there's anything else you want me to do for you, just let me know.
All right. Thanks a million, Trix.
Okay. Good night, Alice.
Night.
Hi, hon. Come on in, Norton. She's up.
Well, how about a little pizza?
Yeah. How about a little pizza, Alice?
Oh, no, thanks, Ralph. I'm going to bed.
Going to bed?
Yeah, and Ralph doesn't want any pizza either.
What do you mean I don't want any pizza? I'm hungry.
Ralph, I made you a very nice salad, and it's in the icebox. Now, good night, honey. Good night, Ed. Ralph, salad.
Good night.
You, want me to take this pizza upstairs, sort of remove the temptation?
What do you think I am, a child or something? That if anything's in front of me, I gotta eat it? Who needs it? I got a salad. Not a bad one either. Everything on here is good for you. Got carrots for your eyes. Got beets for your blood. There's lettuce for your teeth. Everything's good. Everything's good for something on this plate.
Whoa, little pizza ain't good for nothing. Boy, I'm telling you, if pizzas were manhole covers, the sewer would be a paradise.
Will you stop waving that thing?
I thought you said it didn't bother you.
It doesn't bother me. You want to eat it, go ahead and eat it. Just don't eat it and enjoy it so much.
You want some pizza?
Yes.
You can't have it. It's not that I'm selfish, that I don't want to give you any. It's not any good for you, that's all.
I didn't ask you for a half a pizza or a quarter of a pizza or even an eighth of a pizza. All I want is a teensy-weensy little piece to find out what it tastes like.
Well, all right, I guess a teensy-weensy little piece won't hurt.
And what am I gonna do with that?
What's the matter? Ain't enough for you? You want more?
Yes, I want more.
Look, if you wanted a teensy-weensy piece, why didn't you ask? This is an itsy-bitsy piece. This is a teensy-weensy piece. If you wanted an itsy-bitsy piece, which is bigger, then you should have asked. This is teensy-weensy.
Sit down and eat. Hey. What do you make of this?
Sandwiches, ice cream, coffee, cake, with Happy Birthday Ralph on it. Hey, looks like they're going to have a birthday party.
How about
that? This is a list of the people that are going to be invited.
How about that? She didn't forget my birthday. She's even going to run me a party.
Yeah. It's too bad you're not going to be here to enjoy it.
What do you mean I'm not going to be here?
You're not invited. Your name ain't on the list.
How about that? She's running a surprise party for me. I haven't had a surprise party in my whole life.
Well, it's too bad you've seen this, Ralph. I mean, she went to a lot of trouble to order the groceries and inviting all these people. You probably break her heart.
You don't think for 1 minute that I'm going to let her know that I know that she's running a party for me, do you? I'm going to make believe I know nothing about it. You know, I'll act surprised. I'll come home tomorrow and I'll say, oh, what a surprise.
No, you don't do that. Look, listen to me, will you? You come home tomorrow night, you open up the door. There in front of you is a sea of faces. You're flabbergasted. You get choked up. You're right up to here. Your eyes start welling up with tears. You can't talk. You can't even find your voice. And then you finally... Look, let me be you. I'm coming in the door now. You tomorrow night coming in. Now watch. Right, see. Where's the pie?
Will you shut up? Oh, you woke her up. It's nothing, Alice. Nothing at all. Norton was just showing me something.
Just giving him a little acting lesson, Alice, when he comes home tomorrow night.
Nothing. Go to bed, hon. Shut up and eat your pizza. Salad.
For this room, I think I'll do the walls in green. Yes, a nice, cool, pale green.
Oh, it sounds wonderful.
Believe me, my dear, when I finish decorating this place, it'll be a different apartment. Now, all that remains is for you to okay my choice of materials for the drapes and furniture. I've got some samples here.
Uh-huh. Hi, Helen. Oh, Trix, the most wonderful thing has happened. I'm going to have my whole apartment redecorated.
No.
Yes. This is Andre. He's the interior decorator for Morgan's department store. And the most wonderful thing about it is that it's all going to be done for free. Morgan's department store is going to do the whole place for nothing.
Morgan's department store for nothing?
Yes. I went down to Morgan's this afternoon looking around for some curtain material, and I was just kind of browsing around, and then Andre came over, and he started to ask me a couple of questions, and next thing I knew, he'd offered to decorate the apartment for nothing.
Well, you see, it's all part of an advertising campaign. Morgan's wants to show what you can do with a little money and a bit of ingenuity.
Trix is going to be in the Sunday papers. Pictures of this apartment before and after.
But so soon?
Well, it only takes a day. They're going to come in tomorrow morning, and they'll all be finished by tomorrow night.
So we haven't much time, my dear. Will you look at these samples, please?
Oh, well, do we have to look at them now? My husband will be home any minute.
But surely your husband will be delighted.
Well, that's just it. I'd like it to be a surprise for him. And I hate to ask you this, but if you don't mind, could you come back a little later, say about 8 o'clock? Because my husband goes bowling tonight.
Oh, Well, Alice, what about the birthday party tonight?
Oh, well, I canceled that, Trix. I called everybody up and I said, make it tomorrow night.
Oh.
See, with the apartment redecorated and all, it'll really be a surprise for Ralph.
All right. I'll be back around 8, and I'll see you then.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thanks.
Oh, may I ask, when was this apartment decorated last?
When? It was about 2 years ago when my nephew came in with an ice cream cone. Hi.
Oh, Alice, isn't he cute? And such lovely manners.
Yeah.
Oh, Ed used to have manners like that.
Well, so did Ralph.
What's happened to their manners anyway?
Don't you know? They swapped them for a marriage license. Oh, Andre left one of his gloves.
Oh.
I better hide it, because I don't want Ralph to know he's been here.
Yeah. Say, Alice,
Yeah.
I just put a hem in that new dress of mine, and I was wondering if you could come upstairs and see if I got it straight.
Oh, sure, Trix. I'll be right up, but I just want to go in and take these shoes off, because they're killing me.
Oh, all right. Well, look, I'll go up and get into it first, and you come up in the meantime.
All right, I'll be right up.
Okay.
Oh, what a surprise!
Oh, hiya, Ralph.
Hiya.
I'll get your supper ready for you right away, because I know you want to go bowling tonight. What are you looking around for?
Nothing. Just seems a little quiet here, that's all.
Quiet? Why do you say that?
I don't know, it just seems quiet.
Well, I should think you'd be thankful for that, Ralph. Any man who works as hard as you do all day doesn't want to come home to a noisy apartment.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it noisy now and then, you know, like once a year.
Well, I've got to run up to Trix's, Ralph.
Oh. You're going up to Trixie's, huh?
Yeah.
Want me to come along?
What for? I'm only going to look at the hem on her dress.
Oh, gotta look at the hem.
Uh-huh.
All right, I'll wait down here. I'll be ready when you call me. Happy birthday, Ralph. Happy birthday to you, Ralph. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you, Ralph. Happy birthday to you. Well, so it's upstairs, huh?
What upstairs? What's upstairs? What?
The party is upstairs in your place.
If there's a party upstairs, what would I be doing down here dancing with you?
I don't understand. Now, we saw the list of the food and the guests that were supposed to come,
Wait.
and she's all dressed up.
Wait a minute. I think I got it.
You know how?
Yeah. Alice makes out a list of the groceries she's going to get for the party. She makes a list out of the people she's going to invite to the party. And then she lets you find those lists right here, see? That's the surprise.
What?
There ain't going to be no party. Get out! Get out!
Go up to Trixie's. Did you find out anything?
Didn't find out a thing.
I was just down to Manicotti. She doesn't know anything about a surprise party either. I don't understand it. Why should she call the party off? And more than a party, never once since we've been married has she ever forgotten my birthday. She always gives me a gift, at least. Wait a minute. That proves there's a party.
Why?
That's why she hasn't given me the gift yet. She's waiting until the party starts before she gives me the gift. I'll prove it to you. I'll find the gift. Don't worry, I'll find it. It's gotta be in here someplace.
Hey, nice looking pair of gloves, Ralph. Where's the yellow one?
How should I know? They're not my gloves.
No, I guess they're not your gloves. The guy that left this here must be a real snappy dresser, huh?
What do you mean, the guy that left that here? Maybe Alice found it someplace.
Oh, that's right. She probably found it and brought it home and stuck it under the pillowcases there and put it in the back of the drawer.
Let me see that. Now,
what would a man be doing up here in this apartment? And why should she hide his glove under some things in the drawer?
Wait a minute. Well, I know just exactly what you're thinking. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Alice is true blue.
You're right, Norton. I am ashamed of myself. I don't know what's the matter with me. I'm all mixed up on account of the party. That's what it is.
That's it.
I should be suspicious of her looking at another man. There's a laugh. With me around? You know, funny part about it is, when she dresses up good, like she's dressed tonight, she's the one that's in danger. Any guy that sees her's got to go for her like that.
Oh, sure.
But she'd never go for anybody. I'm not suspicious about her, boy. Not in the least. Not the least suspicious of her. What are you doing all dressed up?
Dressed up? You mean this old thing?
What do you mean, old thing? You've only had it a couple of years. Why are you wearing it?
I decided I'd break it in. And besides, Winston Churchill was here to tea, and I couldn't greet dear old Winnie in just anything. I'll only be a minute, Ralph. I gotta match up some thread for Trixie, and then I'll come right down and fix your supper, because I know that you want to go bowling tonight.
What are you gonna do when I'm out bowling tonight, Alice?
Same as usual.
Well, I know that you mean you'll be all alone here, and, well, I don't think I should leave you alone tonight. I don't think I'll go bowling.
You won't go, but Ralph, you got it. Ralph, you go bowling every Thursday night. Now, isn't that silly? You go right ahead and enjoy yourself. Don't you worry about me. I won't be lonely.
There is something strange taking place in this house. There's something funny going on, Norton. Why should she call the party off? Why? Why should she get all dressed up? Now, what do we do from there?
Alice been smoking cigars lately?
That proves it. That proves it.
Now we know even more about him. He wears gloves, smokes expensive cigars, and he's got a guilty conscience.
Oh, why don't you shut up? Just a moment. Now I know why she called off the party.
Why?
Because he's coming here tonight, that's why. That's why she was so anxious for me to go bowling, because he was coming here. Just wait till I get my hands on him.
Wait a minute, let me think just a minute. He left the glove here, he left the cigar butt. I got it. Maybe Alice wasn't kidding. Maybe Winston Churchill was here today.
Ralph, it's 7:45. You're going to be late for bowling.
All right, Ralphie boy, how about a little bowling?
What is the matter with you? Here, my home is being broken up, my happiness destroyed, and you want to know if I'm ready to go bowling.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ralph. How about shooting a little pool? Well, look. Just don't sit here eating your heart out and everything. Why don't you call your wife out here and let's clear the air? Get her out here and demand an explanation.
Oh, I got some case. Some case. You don't think she's going to admit to anything, do you? All I want to do is get my hands on that guy, that's all.
Well, it's not like we don't know anything about the guy. We know he wears the gloves and smokes the expensive cigars.
I know, and we're not taking any ads in the paper either. Now, look. That guy's coming here tonight. But if he knows I'm here, he's not coming in. She'll get word to him somehow that I'm here. All I have to do, if she wants to play that game, I can play the same game. She's anxious for me to go bowling, so this guy can come here and she can have a meeting with him. Okay. But I'm gonna fool her. I'm gonna fool her, Norton. I'm going bowling. But I'm not going bowling.
You're not only going to fool her, you got me all mixed up.
Don't you understand? I'll tell her I'm going bowling. And I'll say goodbye. Slam the door. We open the window. We get out on a fire escape. And we stay there until this bum shows up. Then I can hear and see everything they do.
No, wait a minute. I mean, you're not gonna stoop so low as to go out there on that there fire escape and spy in here on your wife, are you? I mean, let's face it, that went out with the Stone Age when people were uncivilized, that's all. I mean, you just can't do a thing like that today.
Well, what am I gonna do?
Do what any civilized man would do. Hide a dictaphone here in the room.
Will you let me handle it my way? Take your collar. Here. Now, first of all, we open the window. It's stuck. Hold it. Help me with this thing. All right, now.
Alice! Alice, honey, I'm going bowling now.
All right, Ralph, have a good time.
Okay. I'm going too, Alice. So don't be anybody here to bother you. Don't worry if I'm not back early. I'm going to stop off after I play and have a little salad.
All right, honey, take your time.
Okay, I'm going now. Don't get the bowling balls there. Get them. Come on.
I'll be right there. Oh, hello. Come in, Andre.
Hello, my dear. Is it safe to come in? Is your husband gone?
Oh, yes, it's safe. He's gone. He won't be home until late.
Oh, good. You know, I feel a little uncomfortable about this. I usually like to get the husband's approval.
Well, you know, right after you left, I was kind of thinking it over, you know, when you left this afternoon, and I thought maybe I'd tell him, but it's so much more fun this way.
All right, my dear, but you know, sometimes the husband comes up with a pretty useful suggestion.
Well, I really think this way is best. You know, Ralph has such old-fashioned ideas. He'd just make things difficult for you.
I see. Well, I've got it all arranged for tomorrow morning. What time does your husband leave?
Well, usually about 7.
7? I don't suppose it's possible to get him out any earlier, is it?
I could try, but I don't want to do anything to make him suspicious.
All right.
You know, I've gotten along this far without his catching on, and I'd certainly hate to do anything to spoil it now.
All right, I'll be here at 7:15. Oh, well, by the way, did I leave one of my gloves when I was here this afternoon?
Yes, you did, and I hid it in the drawer so Ralph wouldn't see it. I'll get it for you now. Now, that's funny. I know I put it in here. Now, where do you suppose that could be?
I tell you where it is, right there! And I'm gonna stick it right down your throat, you gigolo!
Ralph!
Don't you rough me! So I'm old-fashioned, huh? I got old-fashioned ideas and I'm difficult. Well, you see how difficult I make it for him to put his hat on. He ain't gonna have any head.
I'm through, Mrs. Cranston.
You're through, all right. Will you help me out here? Let me out of my way!
Just one moment. You listen to me.
I don't want to listen to nothing out of my way.
You listen to me. I'm going to tell you what you've just done, Ralph. We were going to have this whole apartment redecorated. New drapes, new rugs, new furniture, Ralph. That gigolo, as you call him, happens to be Andre, the interior decorator from Morgan's department store. And Morgan's department store, Ralph, was going to decorate this entire apartment for us for nothing, for an advertising stunt. Wasn't going to cost us 1 cent, Ralph, not 1 penny. And you had to go and spoil everything.
You don't want to go bowling. I mean, you don't want to go bowling now, dude. I'll go bowling. You don't want to go.
Mokes. I did it again. Sorry if I'm jealous, but just the mere thought of any guy even looking at you is enough to drive me nuts. I don't know what to say or what to do, and I wouldn't blame you if you never spoke to me again. What's that?
Happy birthday, Ralph.
Baby, you're the greatest. Hiya, hon.
Hi, Ralph.
What are you doing?
Well, you know how for the past year you've been promising me you'd clean out the bedroom closet?
Yeah?
Well, I'm keeping your promise.
Sorry, if I knew there was such a rush about it, I'd have taken care of it right away. What are you going to do with all this stuff?
Oh, I'm going to take it down to the cellar.
You don't have to do that, sweetie. I'll take it down.
All right, Ralph. I'll finish up in here.
All right.
Hey there. Hey there, Ralphie boy.
I thought you were going to meet me this afternoon and have lunch with me.
Oh, I couldn't make it, Ralph. I'm sorry. I had to be down there at City Hall. I had to fill out an application so I could take one of those civil service examinations for a new job.
A new job? But you got a job in the sewer.
I know. You're like a lot of people. They all say to me, you got a very good job in the sewer, you know. They think just because my job is unusual, you know, that it's glamorous and exciting. Well, it ain't true. You ask any sewer worker, all that glitters is not gold.
What kind of a job are you trying out for?
Sewer inspector.
Well, good luck.
Good luck. I think I'm going to need it. And listen, when I was down there, I noticed a lot of civil service jobs open, and there was one in particular that would fit you to a T. Just right in your alley. Senior clerk in transit authority.
Transit authority?
Certainly. Look, I brought an application here, see, so you can fill it out. Good pay, easy hours, steady advancement. In no time, you could be boss of the whole company.
Nah, they probably want a businessman. You know, a guy that can run an organization. Here.
Well, you could try it, couldn't you?
What's the sense of trying? Wouldn't make it. Here, open that door. I got to take this stuff down the cellar.
Wait a minute, Ralph. These go out, too.
Wait a minute. What are you doing? You're not throwing out my cornet, are you?
Well, why not, Ralph? You never play it anymore. It's just gathering dust.
What's that got to do with it? There's a lot of tender memories attached to that cornet. My father gave it to me. I grew up with it. It's part of my youth.
Oh, Ralph, you act as if I was throwing out your pool cue.
I don't care, Alice. I want to keep it.
Will you be sensible, Ralph? You don't play it anymore.
That's got nothing to do with it. I want to keep it.
All right, Ralph. You haven't touched it in years.
I want to keep it.
Okay, he's right, Alice. He hasn't touched his toes in years either. He still wants to keep them.
You do me a favor and stay out of this.
Boy, give us a little tune there. Whack out a little rock and roll in there.
Well, I don't know how the old lip is, but I'll take a crack at it.
Stand back, Ed. This is liable to be messy.
You're liable to be messy in about 5 seconds.
Not so loud, Ralph. You'll disturb the neighbors.
Maybe this is one of those high-frequency cornets that only dogs can hear.
What is a sock doing in my cornet?
Must be one of the tender memories that's attached to it.
All right, now keep quiet, everybody, and I'll play a little tune.
Rip it out in there.
I don't know if I still remember that song I used to play. Get the music right here. I could never hit that high note.
You know something? I liked it better with a sock in it.
I'd like you a little better with a sock in you.
Hey, hand it over. Give me a try at it.
You play the cornet?
No, I know. I never tried, but let's have it.
Are you crazy?
Gabriel, would you mind getting the clothes down to the cellar? I'd like to set the table.
Do me a favor, will you, Norton? Will you take that stuff down to the cellar? I'm going to fool around with this.
You're going to play that song again?
Yeah.
I'll be very happy to take this stuff.
Wise guy.
He certainly is.
You know something? I made a big mistake by not taking lessons on this thing right straight through. Might have been a big musician today. My own orchestra. Maybe another Harry James. That's the story of my life. I could always make great starts, but I never finished. Never finished anything. Could never hit the high note on anything I tried. You know, one time my uncle wanted to make me an architect. You know, I was very good at designing things and building things. Gave me some free instruction. Then the Charleston come out. I quit architecture to take a couple of dancing lessons. Never stuck with anything. Never hit the high note. I might have been the guy that built the Empire State Building if I'd stuck at that. Come in.
Excuse me. My name is Gunther. This is Mrs. Gunther.
How you doing?
We're sorry to intrude, but I wonder if we could ask a favor of you.
What is it?
Well, maybe you'll think this is silly, but...
You see, we used to live in this apartment.
You used to live here?
Yes, many years ago. Yeah, this was our first home after we were married.
How about that, Alice? They used to live here.
How nice. Well, what can we do for you?
I'm afraid you'll think us terribly sentimental, but this is our 40th wedding anniversary, and we wondered if we could take a look about the place.
Your anniversary, huh? How about that? You lived here 40 years ago?
Oh, August, the place hasn't changed a bit.
August? August Gunter? You're not the August Gunter that makes the donuts, are you?
I am.
Are you that guy? They're my favorite donuts. I eat them all the time.
I'm glad you like my product, Mr. Crandon. Well, dear, have you seen enough?
I suppose this place must have a lot of memories for you.
Oh, yes. We were very happy here.
Would you like to see the other room?
May I?
Of course.
Is the view from the back still blocked by that laundry?
Oh, no, they tore that laundry down. Now you can see the kitchen of the Chinese restaurant.
I envy you, Mr. Crandon. You're young. Life and opportunity lie before you. Oh, things may look a little bit difficult now, but when you've moved on to higher things, you look back and you realize that you enjoyed every moment of the struggle.
Say, tell me something. How did you become a success? Would you tell me?
Well, gladly. One day, well, it was in this very room, as a matter of fact, I decided that I was going to be a success. And I said, nothing is going to stand in my way.
Right here in this room, huh?
Yeah. Well, I knew that to be a success, a man had to have certain qualities. So I took stock of myself. I made a list of my weaknesses and my strong points. And then I concentrated on eliminating the weaknesses and building up the strong points, making them stronger. And from that moment, Mr. Crandon, I have never let an opportunity get away from me.
You did that right in this room, huh?
Yeah.
Took stock of yourself.
Yeah.
Made a list of all your faults. You never made a mistake again.
Well, I did make one mistake. I loaned my brother-in-law money to go into business.
What kind of business was he in?
The donut business.
Oh.
Thank you very much, my dear. And thank you, too, Mr.
You're very
Clarence.
welcome, Mrs. Gunter.
You've been very kind.
Thank you.
Well, so we go down there?
Yes.
Well, nice to have seen you.
Oh,
Happy anniversary.
Yes, happy anniversary to you both.
You've been very kind to us.
Perfectly all right.
Good day to you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Gee, aren't they a sweet couple, Ralph? Is this a private parade, or can anybody march in it?
Alice, I am gonna be a success.
You are.
I know I said it before, but this time I really mean it. Now I know why I haven't been a success up to now. Now I know. That Mr. Gunter opened my eyes. It's my fault that I haven't been a success. My fault. But things are gonna be different from here on in. Things are gonna be much different. I'm gonna take stock of myself. I'm gonna list my mistakes and my strong points.
Oh, Ralph, what's happened to you? I've never seen you like this before.
There you are. The change has taken place already. Even you're amazed. I'm going after success. I'm not gonna wait till it hits me. I'm going out and grab it. This application that Norton brought in. A job as senior clerk. That's me. I'm gonna take that job. I'm gonna pass this test. And I'm going up. I'm going to work hard, and I'm going up. Up, up, up. I'm going to hit that high note, Alice. Don't worry, I'll hit it. I'll hit it. Where you going with that?
I'm just going to put it in the drawer, Ralph, where it'll be out of the way.
Put it right back where you found it. I want it around as a constant reminder that I gotta hit the high note.
All right, Ralph, anything you say. If this cornet will make you do what you say you're going to do, I'll wear it around my neck.
Don't worry, sweetheart. This time I'm not gonna fail. Now look, I got a line down the center of the paper. On this side, I'm gonna list all my weak points, and on the right side, I'll list all my strong points. Now, for instance, what are one of my weak points?
Well, you were late for work twice last week.
Very good. Oversleeping. Now, what other weak point have I got besides sleeping too much?
You snore.
Snoring?
Hey, Alice, you gonna play mahjong, or aren't you? The Trixie and the girls are waiting there up there for you.
Oh, yeah, I'm going right up, Ed. I'm sorry, Ralph, about the snoring. I was only joking.
Oh, that's okay, sweetie.
What are you doing in there, Alfie boy?
I'm making a list of all my weak points.
Oh. That all the paper you're gonna use?
Ordinarily, the old Ralph Cramden would have got steamed at that remark and probably put you out. But this is the new Ralph Cramden, and temper has no place in his nature. Now, if you want to be quiet, you can sit down. Just leave me alone. I'm hard at work.
You won't even know I'm here.
This is important to me.
Okay, I'm sorry. While you're doing that, you want me to polish up the old cornet?
Do anything you want, just as long as you be quiet.
All righty. Why do you keep the cornet polished?
I haven't got any cornet polish. Use something else to polish it.
All right, as my granddaddy used to say, there's always hope when you got water and soap. Happy New Year! Well, I'll tell you, this ought to blow like a bell now, huh?
I'm trying to rearrange my lap and you're blowing a bugle.
All right, I apologize. I'm sorry. I know what you're going through. Why don't you let me list down your bad points?
Why should I let you list them?
Because I can be more honest. It's more impersonal. A person don't look at himself like others see him. You remember Dickens?
Maybe you're right about that. All right, let's try it. Here, you list my bad points, and I'll work on my good points.
All right. You list the good points, I'll list the bad points.
All right. Oh, you're gonna get it, Norton. You're gonna get it. All right, all right, all right. Bad points. 1, rotten pool player. 2, rotten bowler. 3, rotten cornet player. 4, can't speak French. 5, doesn't pay his debts. What do you mean I don't pay my debts?
Just what I said. You owe me $2 for the last month.
All right, Norton. There's your $2. Now scratch out doesn't pay his debts.
I knew it'd work.
All right, that's about all of that.
Let me see what you
You're
wrote.
not supposed to put anything stupid down like I don't speak French. This is important to me.
I know it's important. I know. Let me see what you wrote down.
I haven't put anything down yet.
You haven't, huh?
Got so many good points, I don't know where to start.
Yeah. I'll put down your good points. Ralph Cramden's good points.
Go ahead and finish.
I'm finished.
You're finished. How can you finish when you were writing down my mistakes? It took you a half hour. Now it takes you 5 seconds. Ralph Cramden, the sweetest guy in the world. That's a very nice compliment, Norton. I appreciate that.
Well, now maybe you realize that I'm all for you.
I'm sorry if I was a little loud with you. You see, this is pretty important to me this time, Norton. I don't want to fail. I want to make a success of myself. I want to hit that high note.
I know that. I want you to take the test for senior clerk in transit authority. I want you to pass it because I'm going to be proud of you.
I'm going to be proud of you, too, Norton. Because you're going to pass that test. And when people ask me what my best friend does for a living, I'll be proud to say that he's a sewer inspector.
Boy, I'm telling you, hey, wouldn't it be something there if both of us got these jobs? You'd be the senior clerk in transit authority, I'd be the sewer inspector. Boy, I'm telling you, we'd have the city running like clockwork. You up above there running things and making things move along, and me down below there making things move along.
I got these eggs that you wanted, but I wasn't able to get the civil service newspaper. Doesn't come out until 6 o'clock.
Oh, dear. Well, we've waited a week. I guess we can wait another 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But I'm dying to find out if Ralph and Ed passed the test for their new jobs.
Oh, I know. I just chewed up my last fingernail.
Well, Ralph will be sure to bring one home.
Yeah. Alice, how come you wanted just those eggs? You and Ralph going out to dinner tonight?
No, Ralph's going to shop for dinner on his way home from work.
Ralph's shopping for dinner? How come?
Well, he's correcting fault number, 18. Treats wife like workhorse.
Oh.
You know, he even washed the dishes last night. Honestly, Trixie, the new Ralph Cramden's got a surprise for me every minute.
Oh.
Would you believe it, Trixie? This morning he insisted on making the beds before he went to work.
Gee, that's wonderful.
What's wonderful, he got me up at 5:30 so he could make them.
I see.
Hiya, hon.
Oh, hiya, Ralph.
Hiya, Trix.
Did you get the civil service newspaper?
No, it hasn't come out yet. I'll get it right after dinner. What are you worried about? I passed the test. Hey, you look pretty sharp tonight, Trixie.
Oh, I was at the beauty parlor this afternoon.
Yeah, I can tell. They did a good dye job on your hair. Looks real natural.
Yeah. I'll see you later, Alice.
All right, Trix.
What's the matter with her?
Nothing, Ralph. She's just not used to your compliments.
You know, I've been finding that out all day. That's my new technique, you know. I compliment everybody I meet. That's to enhance the value of my good point. You know, the sweetest guy in the world. Oh, by the way, I corrected another fault today.
You did? Which one?
Number 22. Let's see. Argues too much. For instance, I was down at Depot, and Joe Cassidy is talking to a bunch of the guys. So he says the population of New York City is 9 million people. Well, I know that it's 7 million people. But did I argue with him? No. Instead, I just looked him right in the face and I said, oh, yeah? And I walked away from him. You should see how foolish he looked standing there.
Ralph, there are 9 million people in New York.
Are you crazy or something? Oh, yeah? What's that for?
For being so sweet and for trying so hard. I'm proud of you, Ralph.
Thank you, sweetheart. Glad you're proud of me because I'm going to be a success, honey. I'm going to make it this time.
I know you are. I certainly hope you pass that test, Ralph, and I hope Norton passed his, too.
Well, I'm not worried about me passing it, but I'm not too sure of Norton. Not if he's going to answer all the questions like he told me he answered one of the questions they gave him.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, it was one of those questions where you have a choice of what you want to answer, you know. It said if you were heating your own home and oil was 12 cents a gallon and it went up 7%, and coal at the same time was $14 a ton, and that went up 9%, well, what would you do? What do you think Norton says? Pack up and move to Florida. I'm going in and wash up. I'll be out.
All right, Ralph. I'll get the table ready. Oh, hi, Ed. Oh, you got the paper.
Yeah. Read it and weep.
Ed, you didn't pass the test for sewer inspector.
No, I washed out.
Oh, I am sorry, Ed. But what about Ralph?
What about Ralph? That's a silly question. Think I look this sad just for myself alone, you think?
Oh, Ed, this is terrible.
Hiya, Norton. What's the matter with you two? What do you got behind your back? I didn't pass the test, huh? Failed again?
Well, Ralph, I guess you and me is just a couple of hangnails on the fickle finger of fate.
Ralph.
Don't say anything. Don't say anything, Alice. I know how you feel. You know how I feel. Boy, what a mokes I am. I'm gonna make good. I'm gonna list all my weak points, and I'm gonna list all my strong points. I'm gonna be a success. Not gonna be a failure anymore. All right, that's a laugh.
No, it's not a laugh. The new Ralph Cramden is a wonderful man. And what he's done in the past few weeks, Ralph, isn't foolish and it isn't a lot of malarkey. And I'm not going to let you tear him down just because you had one disappointment. Don't you see, Ralph, you can't win the very first time. You got to keep trying and trying. So you didn't pass the test the first time. There's always next year and the year after. I like the new Ralph Cramden, and I'm not going to let you give up. And if the old Ralph Cramden ever shows his face around here again, I am going to hit him right on top of the head with this cornet.
You know something? I did hit that high note once. The day I married you.
Well, that's a little piece of it, Alice.
Well, sweetheart, I see you have my favorite dessert, chocolate fudge cake.
Yeah, but it's not for you, Ralph. It's for that new neighbor that moved next door. All the women in the building are making him a little something, you know, sort of like a welcome gift.
Oh, so they finally rented Fogarty's old flat, huh?
Yeah,
When did they move in?
this afternoon, only it's not a they, it's a he.
Oh, yeah? What kind of a looking guy is he?
Oh, I don't know, Ralph. He's kind of tall and has gray hair. And... Why don't you go over and meet him after supper?
I will.
Listen, honey, I've got to go up and get the wash off the roof. Would you mind keeping an eye on the stew for me?
All right.
Okay. I'll be right down.
Okay, hon.
Hey, go, Ralphie. Hey, there, Ralphie boy. I'm just going to visit a new neighbor. You want to come along with me?
I can't. We're going to sit down to supper in a minute.
Oh, well, Trixie made some potato salad and wanted me to bring it to him.
Oh, Alice made him one of those chocolate fudge cakes.
Oh, yeah? Well, our wives are getting to be a couple of regular welcome wagons.
Well, I guess they feel sorry for the old guy living alone like that, you know.
What, he's an old guy?
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen him, but she says he's got gray hair and that he lives alone. Probably a widower or something.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that must be murder. Living alone like that, coming home from work, nobody there.
Well, I know. I think I know sort of what it must be like. I had an old uncle that was a bachelor, you know. Every time he come home from work, nobody there. But what made it worse was he was a night watchman, see? Even when he went to work, there was nobody there.
You know, we don't realize how lucky we are. At least when we come home every night, there's somebody there.
Yep. Every night, there's always somebody there. Some nights there's two of them, Trixie and her old lady.
Yeah, but you know in your heart and soul, Norton, that you wouldn't trade your place with that guy next door for anything in the world.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. There's one consolation. He won't be living alone much longer.
What are you talking about?
After he eats Trixie's potato salad, he'll be needing a new nurse, and he won't be living alive.
Well, guy like that, I'll tell you what. Why don't we go after supper? We go next door and play a game of checkers with him. You know, old guys like games like that.
Good idea.
Yeah? Oh, pardon me, I was, just wondering if I could borrow a hammer. I'm just moving in and I have to open a crate.
Hey, how do you like that? We have two guys moving in today, him and the old guy next door.
Oh, but I took the apartment next door. Oh, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Carlos Sanchez.
Oh, how are you? You, moving in next door?
Yeah.
An old guy, this boy looks pretty well preserved. You don't exactly look like the type that cares for checkers either.
Don't mind my friend, he's a little confused. Somehow or another, I got the impression that you were much older.
Oh.
Pardon me, my name is Ralph Cramden. This is my friend Ed Norton. He lives upstairs.
Oh, you must be Trixie's husband.
Yeah, I'm not Trixie's husband, yeah.
I met her a little while ago. A very lovely woman.
Oh, thank you. You got to meet quite a few people there in a short time, didn't you?
Well, I kind of like to know who my neighbors are.
Oh, well, you better get to know Trixie and me pretty fast because we may be moving tomorrow.
Oh, really? Trixie never mentioned it.
Trixie don't know it yet.
Don't you think you might have made a little mistake moving into a strange neighborhood like this, you know, knowing nobody with you being all alone and everything? And besides, you know, this is kind of a noisy neighborhood. You might not get much sleep at night.
Oh, well, thanks for the warning, Mr. Crampton, but that don't bother me. You know, I won't be around here very much at nights. I work nights.
What are you, a garbage man?
No, I'm a dancer.
Dance?
Yes, I do a mambo and South American specialty. Well, I guess I won't be seeing too much of you fellows. You probably work days and are around here at nights. I'm just the opposite. I'll be working at nights, and I'll be around here all day.
You mean that while we're working in the daytime, you're going to be around here all the time?
That's right.
Come in.
Open up, Ralph. I got the wash.
Yeah.
Boy, this is heavy, Ralph.
Oh, here, Mrs. Crampton. Let me help you with that.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Sanchez.
Where'll I put it?
Oh, right on the table will be all right.
You know, Mrs. Crampton, you shouldn't be carrying heavy things like this. Not with those delicate hands of yours.
Oh, thank you. That's very nice of you. I wish somebody else around here would be concerned about things like that.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. If I told you once, I told you 1,000 times not to carry a heavy wash like that. Now, the next time you have a heavy wash like that, make 2 trips.
Thanks.
Here, Mrs. Crampton, you must be tired. You better sit down.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Sanchez.
And, by the way, Mrs. Crampton, if we're going to be neighbors, stop that Mr. Sanchez. It's Carlos.
Oh, all right, Carlos. By the way, what about having supper with us
He
tonight?
can't have supper with us tonight. He's opening some crates in there. That's what he come in here for, a hammer. I'll get it for you right now, pal. Here's your hammer. And if you don't mind, hasta la vista.
Well, I guess I better be going. And, thanks for the hammer, Mrs. Crampton.
What are you thanking her for? I gave it to you.
Oh, yes. Thanks, Mr. Crampton.
All right, casa mañana.
Mr. Norton, give my best to Trixie.
Supper for Alice.
He certainly is sweet, Ralph. Such a gentleman.
Don't call me Mr. Sanchez. Call me Carlos. The dirty old...
Hey, I almost forgot. I gotta get the potato salad, too.
Wait a minute. Are you nuts or something?
What?
You mean to tell me after getting a good look at that guy and knowing what kind of a fella he is, you're going to give him Trixie's potato salad?
Well, certainly. This'll fix his wagon. Before I started eating Trixie's cooking, I was a regular Clark Gable.
Norton, you're beautiful.
Now, listen, Ralph. As long as we're neighbors, you don't have to call me Norton. Call me Eduardo.
Get him!
You're doing it very well, girls. That's wonderful. You're doing it better every day. Now, I'm going to put on some mambo music, and we'll see how it sounds with that. Then tonight, you can try it with your husbands when they come home. Let's see, what have we got here? Tito Rodriguez, claves for mambo.
Oh, pardon me, Carlos. You think I have the hip movement all right?
Oh, that's fine, Mrs. Manicotti. That's just fine. You are going to be a wonderful mambo dancer. All right, here we go.
us to do the mambo.
That's right, Ralph. Carlos was just teaching us to do the mambo.
Oh. Carlos was teaching to do the mambo. Oh, that puts a different light on everything. For a minute there, when I walked in here, I didn't know what you were doing. Now I know. Carlos was teaching to the mambo. That makes a world of difference. Everybody! At your age, should be ashamed of yourself. Now out!
All right, girls, I guess we better call it quits for today.
Quits for today? You'll call it quits for today? Tomorrow, next week, next month, and next year you'll call it quits. And as for you, Rudolph Valentino, out!
What is the matter with you, Ralph?
What's the matter with me? What's the matter with me, Alice? I come home from a hard day's work and you're going like this. And you want to know what's wrong with me?
Oh, Ralph.
Don't you owe Ralph me. How long has this been going on?
Only a few days, Ralph. When Mrs. Stevens found out that Carlos was a mambo dancer, she asked him if he'd teach it to us girls.
Oh, Mrs. Stevens asked him if he'd teach it to you girls. A mambo dancer has to move in next door. It couldn't be a cook or a chef so he could teach how to cook.
Listen, Ralph, what's so terrible about learning to do the mambo? Everybody does it now.
Everybody does it, Alice? Everybody does it?
Well, I don't mean everybody.
You said
Ralph.
everybody does it. I don't know anybody does the mambo. I don't do it. Norton doesn't do it. My grandmother never did it. Tell me everybody does it.
All right, Ralph. Let's just not discuss it anymore
We
now.
won't discuss it anymore. Your mambo days are over. You want to wiggle over to the stove and get my supper. Mambo. No. Wait a minute. What's that?
Tuna fish. We're going to have tuna fish salad.
Tuna fish? What am I, a cat or something? Why can't I have a hot meal? I'll tell you why I can't have a hot meal. And you're doing this.
All right, Ralph. I guess the lesson lasted a little longer today, and I lost track of the time.
Oh, is that why? Because the lesson lasted a little longer? I suppose every man in this building's going to have a cold meal, including him. Well, let me tell you something. I know whose fault it is. I know whose fault it is. It's Carlos's fault. And it's not only the mamba. It's not only the mamba, Alice. Not by a long shot it isn't the mamba. It's the other things he does, the fancy manners he has and he parades around with. That's putting nutty ideas in your head.
Sure, Ralph. You think he's a troublemaker. Well, I have got news for you, Ralph. You and Norton and some of the men in this building can learn an awful lot of things from Carlos. He happens to be a gentleman, Ralph, and that seems to be something that you have forgotten all about. He treats us like women. That's something you've forgotten too, Ralph. You seem to have forgotten that I am a woman.
I forgot that you're a woman? How could I? You're always yapping. What do you mean I don't treat you like a woman? I treat you like a woman. I let you sew, I let you cook, I let you wash the windows, I let you clean up. Boys don't do that, Alice.
That's right, Ralph. That's all a wife is to you, Ralph. Just a handy utensil to have around the house. A wife can cook and slave and clean for you all day long. You'd never think of saying something pleasant to her. You wouldn't even think of doing a simple little gentlemanly thing like tipping your hat.
Now, get my stuff!
Yeah, there's yourself.
You're gonna do the mambo. You're gonna do the mambo, but it's gonna be in the moon. I know what you're going through. You don't have to tell me.
I know.
Everybody in the house is knowing it. You know whose trouble it is, don't you? You know who's making trouble? Carlos Sanchez. Oh, sure. He wants everybody to do the mambo and teach him nice manners. All I know is that Alice was satisfied with me for 15 years. Now she wants to change me.
Oh, she's got a nerve. She's got a nerve. She knew when she married you she was getting the worst of it.
You can say that. Well, I'm telling you that if we don't put a stop to that, Carlos, every husband in this building's gonna be in trouble.
Right.
Come in. Oh, hi, Mr. Manicotti. Hello, Mr. Crandon. My wife, is she here? Well, she was here a little while ago, but she left.
She leave a note on the kitchen table. She's coming down here for mambo lesson. That woman is driving me crazy. All she think about is mambo.
There you are, Norton.
She's crazy.
Sure.
All day long she make it like this and like that.
I told you that Carlos is going to get us all in trouble.
Trouble? And my Angelina, she make it like this. She throw all the dishes off the table, everything.
Here, take her off. Oh, ho, ho, ho. You're just the guy I want to see.
When I left, I forgot my phonograph.
Well, come right in, because I want to talk to you. You've caused about as much trouble in this building for us as you're going to cause. It's all over now, pal. I want to tell you something. You got some nerve parading around in front of our wives with the fancy manners. We have to eat cold suppers on account of your teaching them the mamba. Let me tell you something. It's easy for you, you know, to play Sir Galahad. You don't do any work. When you go to work, you dance. That's no work. When we go to work, we work. Dirty work. Just notice the difference between my hands and your hands. That'll show you the difference in work. The difference between your hands and my friend's hands.
Oh, wait a minute. It's not fair to compare his to mine. I mean, I got mine of water all day.
Oh, shut up. Now, I'm warning you. I don't want any more trouble out of you, or you'll get yours.
All right, if that's the way you want it.
That's the way we want it.
Do you mind if I ask you fellows one question? If your wives want you to do these few little things for them, why don't you do it?
Why don't we do it? You want to know why we don't do it?
Yeah.
Want to know why we don't do it? Why we don't do it? Why we don't do it? Because it's too much trouble. That's why we don't do it.
Too much trouble. That's why we don't do it.
Well, perhaps I shouldn't say this, but don't you think your wives are worth a lot of trouble? Don't they go to a lot of trouble for you? Don't they cook and sew and darn and clean for you? Perhaps I look at things a little differently. After all, I haven't been able to find the right girl like you fellows have. But I know one thing. If I did find the right one, and she did all those things for me, I know I would do all I could to make her happy. Especially if all she wanted were a few little things like opening a door for her or putting on a jacket when I came to dinner. Well, don't worry, fellows. I won't give you any more trouble.
Wait a minute, pal. You're right. He's right. You see, the trouble with us guys is whoever we talk about married life to is married. Maybe now and then we ought to talk to a guy like you that's single so we'd know if we're well off or not. Oh. I guess Alice is right. She says we treat the women like they were kitchen utensils. Well, I'm going to be different. What do you say, guys? Let's start being gentlemanly and everything. And, Carlos, would you do me a favor?
Well, what is it?
You teach me the mambo?
Oh, sure, it'll be a pleasure.
Yeah?
Well, now, you just watch me and do exactly as I do.
Yes, sir.
Huh? Left.
Stay in bed, sweetheart. Don't forget, it's early Sunday morning. We don't have to be to church till 11 o'clock. You just stay in bed, and I'll fix breakfast and serve you in bed.
But, Ralph!
Now, tut-tut, sweetheart. Just lay there and relax, hon. All right, now. Let's see, now. Where are the pots? Alice?
I'll get one for you, Ralph.
All right.
Here.
Thank you. Now,
Ralph, look.
back
Would you
to bed.
Just please let me make the
Back
breakfast.
to bed, Betty Bye. This is your day to relax, sweetheart. Stop buying these cheap matches. Alice, where's the oatmeal? all you have to do is tell me.
Ralph, look.
Thank
now,
you.
Wait a minute. Now, look. You go in and get dressed, please. Let me
Tut,
make the...
tut, tut. Get back in the bed.
But, Ralph.
I'll have it ready in a jiffy. Betty, bye. Oh, you're a good one. Alice, where's the coffee?
Ralph, will you please let me get the breakfast? I'm getting tired walking back and forth here.
Look, I'm gonna cook the breakfast. Just tell me where the coffee is. I'll have it on the jiffy.
It's right on top of the icebox, Ralph, in that can. But please, I don't want to have breakfast in bed. Honestly, I'd be much more comfortable out here.
All right, sweetheart. A lady's wishes are my desire. Sit right down. Sit right there, and I'll have everything fixed in a jiffy.
Well, Ralph.
What?
While you're fixing the breakfast, I'll just go in and make the bed.
No, stay right here while the oatmeal's cooking. I'll go in and make the beds. Alice, where are the sheets?
Alice. Alice. Be out in a minute, Trix.
Ah, Trixie, you didn't even wait for me. Let me do it.
Oh,
Ah, out there, let me do what I try to do.
Oh, Ed.
Boy. Bring into madame.
Hiya, Trix. Hiya.
Hello, Mrs. Cramble. It's nice of you to have us. My, what a beautiful place you have here. By the way, mambo, anyone?
Not now, Ed. He's had me doing the mambo all morning.
Pardon me, Mrs. Crampton. Is your spouse on the premises?
He's in the bedroom making the bed.
Oh, what a gentlemanly thing to do. If you will allow me to take my leave, I will retire to the boudoir and join my bosom companion.
Well, Alice, we wanted them to be gentlemen, but this is terrible. Now, what are we going to do?
I don't know, Trix. Like they say on that television show, we asked for it. I think we're going to get it, too. I'm telling you something. Ralph has been driving me absolutely crazy in the past couple of days, pushing chairs onto me and opening doors for me. And now, just because it's Sunday morning, he's absolutely wearing me out making my breakfast.
You think you got it bad? Wait till I tell you what my Ed did. 2 o'clock this morning, he wanted to get a drink of water. So he wakes me up so he can tip his hat before he leaves.
Now, really?
Yeah.
I tell you something, Trix, if he...
Oh, how do you do, Mrs. Norton? Good morning. Would you care to partake of some breakfast with us?
Thanks.
Won't you sit down? Here you are. Sit down, girls. There we go. I'll have it for you in a jiffy. Done to a turn. There you are. Roll that around your mouth.
Ed, why don't you take this?
Oh, no. It's gentlemanlike to wait. I may wait till tomorrow.
Is there anything wrong, Alice?
Oh, no, Ralph. Nothing at all.
Well, let me get you some more, then.
No, Ralph.
What?
Please. Please, Ralph. Don't do any more cooking for me. And if you don't mind, would you do me another favor? Please don't push any more chairs under for me, and don't open any doors, and please don't tip your hat anymore either.
Well, I don't understand this. I thought you wanted me to be a gentleman.
Well, I thought that's what I wanted too, Ralph. But I found something out. I found out I've been a pretty lucky girl. 15 years ago, Ralph, I married a man who was absolutely perfect for me. Only I haven't had sense enough to realize it. Would you mind doing me a big favor, sweetie? Would you go back to being the way you were?
Want me to go back to the way I was?
You too, Ed. Go back to the way you were.
You mean it, too? Open the door. I want to go home.
I'll see you later, Alice.
Okay,
Wait a minute. wait a minute. Come back here. Things are like they used to be. Follow me.
Are you, sure that you want me to go back to the old Ralph prank?
I'm sure.
All right, then listen to this. Get something in your head, Alice. I'm the king here, remember that. This house is my castle. I'm the king. Remember that. King, king, king. You are nothing, a peasant. This is my house, my castle. I'm the king. Get my breakfast.
Xin chào các bạn, hôm nay mình sẽ hướng dẫn các bạn tô màu bức tranh có chữ hoa mái nớp này. Các bạn cùng mình tô bức tranh này nha. Dòng chữ hoa này mình tô màu xanh. Vậy thì mình tô màu đỏ nha. Dòng chữ mái nớp mình cũng tô một xanh luôn. Các bạn nhớ theo dõi hết video để xem thành quả của mình nhé. Trái tim mình tô màu đỏ trước. Vậy là chúng mình đã tô màu xong bức tranh ngày hôm nay rồi đấy. Các bạn hãy cho mình biết ý kiến của các bạn về bức tranh này nhé. Video của mình xin được kết thúc ở đây. Các bạn đừng quên nhấn like và đăng ký kênh ở phía dưới để theo dõi video tiếp theo của mình nha. Bye bye.